Hello and welcome to Northwest Resus Group's talk on high performance CPR. My name is Rusty and the aim of this video is to introduce you to some of the why behind high performance CPR. A colleague recently commented that they are witnessing more returns of spontaneous circulation, ROSCs, in the last 12 months. A number of factors are contributing to this, changes in the response model and improvements to both basic and life support, but there's more to do. We want to convert more of these ROSCs to survivals. Last season we focused on increasing the compression ratio, the proportion of time during which chest compressions take place, and we use Hpcpr Resus as the linchpin, a practice and coordinated effort at minimising pauses. That's all about quantity. Now we're going to concentrate on the quality. So who are you? Are you a CPR champion or not? But how do you know? Frankly, most of us don't. Of course, we all like to think we're better than average, don't we? It's time to measure so we can improve. High performance CPR is a term we learned from Mike Helbach of Seattle's Resus Academy. Here are some of the key points. Please note, all of this is in line with the UK Resus Council guidelines. Keep the pauses in chest compressions to less than 5 seconds. In fact, let's aim for less than 1 or 2 seconds. This is for shocks, change of chest compression provider, intubation, especially intubation, everything. The guidelines state 100 to 120 compressions per minute. Current evidence suggests that 105 is the sweet point within this range. Make your depth 4 to 5 centimetres to ensure adequate compression of the heart and injection of blood. Now comes the biggie, full recoil. After each compression, allow your hands to come off the chest as you come back up. This means the chest springs back up again. We'll come on to the significance of this in a moment. Let's take a look inside the chest at the cardiovascular system there. Put simply, it's a pump, some tubes and the fluid. The pump is the heart, the tubes the arteries and veins, and of course the blood is the fluid. Here's a very simplified diagram to show the components within the chest. The heart, the arteries going in and the veins leaving the heart, and the blood flow. But there's an additional component that affects this system. The heart sits inside the chest, between the lungs, and the action of breathing affects blood flow. To breathe in, the chest space is made bigger by the movement of the chest wall and the diaphragm. This creates low pressure. Air moves in through the mouth and the nose and the pressures become equal again. This low pressure also draws blood into the chest and thus into the heart. This increases the amount of blood in the heart before it contracts, before it pumps. This is called preload. The more preload, the more blood is ejected, the more pressure and the more perfusion. So in health, this transitory low pressure environment helps flow. But in Resus, we compress the chest, increasing the pressure. This is why recoil is so important, as it assists in the drawing in of the blood, the preload to the heart. So let's make recoil a key addition to the quality of our CPR. Okay, summary so far. High performance CPR is about the correct rate, the correct depth, and ensuring full recoil. And here are the numbers. But how are we going to achieve this? By measuring and improving. You do something, you see how it went, you reflect on it, you make some changes and do it again. And repeat. Measure and improve. It's Kolb's learning loop in practice. Measure and improve and repeat. Repeat this in small bites frequently. Do it little and often. And it needs to be hands-on. So how do we measure? We need to access the technologies, smartphone apps, mannequins and other devices that give you feedback on the quality of your CPR. Okay, so that's the practical learning. Let's take a few moments to think about how to go about practical learning, and let's hear from an expert.
Every week walking around Britain's towns and cities, I see you and I hear your big dreams, and I wonder if you realize that the difference between you and me is not height, it's not skin color, it's not vertical leap. It's just skills, mental and physical skills that you can learn. I'm too old for most of you to have ever seen me play, but I didn't get to the NBA by accident. I made choices. Big choices, like the choice to leave England and try and follow my dream in America. But alongside those big choices, and just as important, were literally thousands of little choices. Small, everyday decisions. Choices like treating food as fuel and eating what I needed to eat to get better, not what I wanted to eat because it tasted good. The choice to never practice at anything less than full game pace. The choice to always be in shape. The choice not to go and hang out with friends, but rather to get the sleep that I needed to be able to perform the next day. Daily choices that made the difference. I know that when you look at the landscape, you look at the cost of participation, the quality of coaching, the standards overall, you might just think that you're hard done to, and you know what? In a way you are. But now I'm asking you to take your future in your own hands and decide how good you want to be. Because there is a fee to be paid for greatness. You have to focus in every moment and understand that no detail of practice or preparation or of a game is too small. You have to have effort in every aspect of the game, from the most mundane in passing and catching to the most important, those shots at the end of the buzzer. Everything you do needs to be at game speed. There is only one pace. And execution in every repetition, so that you know that when it counts, perfection will just be a habit.
But so far, John Amaechi. John Amaechi with a 14-point first quarter.
Boy, this kid must have practiced and practiced and practiced. He didn't have those type of moves. He hasn't missed a left-hand shot today.
John Amaechi. He's going to take it inside against Austin. Put it in. 12 points for John Amaechi. Now listen, he's making some nice moves down there. For John Amaechi, major factor. He's already advanced his career-high 25 points in the game.
I was a fat, nerdy kid from a single-parent family in Stockport, whose school friends and my teachers laughed in my face when I told them I would play in the NBA. I am living proof that the most unlikely of people in the most improbable of circumstances can become extraordinary, and I have seen you. And I know that you can become extraordinary too. The real question is, are you willing to pay the fee?
I'd like to pick out a couple of key phrases from John's video. Practice at full game pace. This is train for real every time. In so doing, we are following another of John's phrases, turning perfection into a habit. Okay, enough talk. Thank you for your attention. Remember to take belief into every resuscitation, and let's train to be the resuscitationists our patients deserve. Be well.